welcome to episode 5 of Anime and a Solo. I'm TJ.
And I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews anime-related shows one episode at a time. Not really, because I have a partner with me now. As we go into episode 9 and 10 of RWBY, called The Badge and the Boar. We're covering both parts 1 and 2 because they're so short in this one.
If I correct you, it's called The Badge and the Burden.
Whatever.
Just fact-checking for the fans, though.
I have Boar written down. I don't know why.
Well, on YouTube it says Burden.
Well, I don't trust YouTube. Just accept that I'm right, and that's that.
You hear that, fans? Accept that TJ's right.
If they watch any of the other shows, they know that already. Or listen to the other shows, you know. Anyway, so Team RWBY is just become a team, and Ruby's in charge, and she's very excited as she wakes up Weiss with a whistle, because now the girls have to decorate their new dorm room.
Can I come in right now?
Come in whenever you want, Marcus. That's how the podcast works.
Okay, TJ, listen. When she I thought that part this is not my favorite episode. It's probably like one of the ones I did not like at all. Honestly, this and the second one. When Weiss wakes up, she's already woken up to RWBY in her face with a whistle. Then RWBY blows the whistle. That was just a weird way of handling that to me.
You could take it either bad animation or RWBY being annoying.
RWBY being annoying, I assume, because she actually waited until she saw her eye to eye.
Yeah, so it was probably just her being annoying.
Okay.
Because she is kind of annoying throughout this entire episode.
Oh, very, very, very annoying.
Like, she's so excited to be the leader, and Weiss is getting more and more frustrated with her because she's not taking anything seriously.
Yeah, I like how they show that later on the show, or episode.
So, they wake up, and they have to start decorating their rooms. You know, Yang puts up a teen pop poster, and Weiss hangs up a picture because she's the snotty rich girl. Blake puts up books because she reads, and for some reason RWBY puts up a red curtain.
I saw that.
I don't know why. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but after they're done decorating, they realize they do not have any room for their beds. So what are they going to do?
They make like a little bed fortress thing.
They do bunk beds.
Yeah.
Very poorly put together bunk beds that would probably fall down in real life.
Yes, if you saw Step Brothers, we know what that's about.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh my goodness, what?
Nope. I wonder if this came out before or after that, too.
Good question. I think before? After? Okay, while you do your thing, I'm going to look that up real quick, because I'm curious.
You do that. Anyway, so they decorate their room, and then RWBY's about to tell them about their class schedule, and that the first class is at 9 o'clock. But Weiss gets all mad and says, it's 8:55, we're going to be late. And so they all rush out. And they go out into the hallway where they see Teen Juniper, which are their neighbors across the hall, which is Jean, Pyrrha, the other team, essentially. And they're all running to class, so, they don't be late. Did you find it yet?
Yeah. Yeah, this came out like 4 years after Step Brothers.
Yeah, so maybe it has some kind of thing, but maybe not. Because these bunk beds actually hold together, considering.
Yes, consider them. Yeah.
The poor.
Yeah, I was saying they run back to class.
Right.
Class.
Yeah, the first class, which is, I guess, a Grim Monster class?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
I don't know. There's not an actual subject to it, except they're just explaining, the monsters. And the teacher's name's Professor Port. He's this fat, hunter-looking guy.
Imagine an old Sherlock Holmes villain or a whodunit villain or character.
He's got a white mustache, and his eyes are always closed.
Yes, back always up straight, hands behind his back, gesturing with one hand like he was formerly in a army.
Right. These are one of those jungle hunters.
Yes.
Well, he's giving a lecture, and then RWBY kind of blocks him out and starts making fun of him and just not paying attention, being a poor student, which continuously makes Weiss more and more angry. And then after the teacher is done with his lecture, he says, does anyone think they're a true hunter? Then Weiss raises her hand and says, I am. And then he says, okay, then you get to fight this thing, and taps the cage. And that's where the episode ends.
Yeah, when I first saw that episode, I don't know where that cage is there. It's just a random weird, why? Why did that just pop out of nowhere?
He had it sitting there.
But it wasn't there the whole time, though, was it?
I don't know. They ever showed that part of the class.
They did. It was they show you the whole class, and like it's just no Cage, and then that last scene is like Cage with red eyes staring out of it.
Not in that corner of the room.
Listen, TJ. I'm right this time.
Maybe the teacher assistant brought it in when they were talking. You don't know.
It's definitely possible.
But yeah, the episode's only like 6 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
5 minutes and 32 seconds.
Yes.
That's what I'm looking at right now. So we're jumping into the next part where Weiss has to fight this boar, which all these boar are grim. All these monsters are grim. All these animals are, and they have their own names to it, but I have no idea what they are.
I think. Well, I know one creature is called Beowulf,
Well, I think that's the bear kind of monsters.
That would make sense. Okay.
No. The bear monsters are the Ursa.
But what the hell's the Beowulf?
They must be the wolves.
Oh, there are wolves in this?
Yeah, in the forest episode before the episode before we cover this, Ruby and Weiss were about to be attacked by wolves, and then they set the forest on fire.
Yes, you're right. You're correct. Yes.
So yeah, I think those are Beowulfs,
okay.
And I think the bears are Ursa, because I know Ursa is kind of a word for bear.
No, that makes sense. That's fair.
But yeah, I don't know what the boars are called. I don't know. I think the scorpions are called Deathstalkers, if I remember correctly. And the giant ravens, I think, are Nevermores because of Edgar Allan Poe.
I know some fan out there is just angrily typing in the comments right now, telling us where it originated from.
We don't get comments.
Oh, we're going to after this. I'm reading the comments, okay, TJ?
You're going to read the comments? You're going to take the social media?
Yes. Get your name out there. I'm sorry. Let's get back to that.
Anyway, Weiss fights this boar, and meanwhile, Ruby's giving her advice the entire time, and Weiss is not liking it at all. So, but in the end, Weiss ends up killing the boar, and then they storms off. So, Ruby chases after her, and they get in another big fight about how she's not going to follow her because she's a bad leader, and then and that she should be the leader, and she walks away. And then this episode is just pretty much a juxtaposition conversation where having Weiss talking to Professor Port and Ruby talking to Professor Ozpin. Weiss tells Ruby that Ozpin made a mistake making her leader. So Ozpin's saying, well, I've made many mistakes before, but I don't think I made one with you. It's only been one day since you were a leader, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, Weiss is telling Professor Port that she thinks that Ozpin made a mistake and that she should be leader. And I liked his first reaction. He says, preposterous. Ozpin never makes mistakes. I've followed him for a long time. If he makes it, he made it for a reason. And then it's just two conversations making the girls realize where they are in the teams and that they should be supporting each other. And in the end, Weiss realizes Ruby decides to buckle down and start studying. Weiss comes in and sees that she fell asleep studying and decides to be nice and give her coffee, and that's the end.
And I'm going to say I didn't like that. Like, I like that it happened. I don't like how it happened. It's like, do better, and you stop being a little punk. Like, okay, and they just do that thing. There's like no showing of them doing better.
Well, I mean, the teachers pretty much gave them the advice, and it shows them trying to follow it.
Yes, but at the same time, like they're kids. Like, they don't go take the adults' first advice. They're like, yeah, whatever, teacher. You don't know what I'm going through.
Well, to be fair, they're teenagers.
Very true.
And they are highly trained huntresses, too, at this point. Like, they're using sniper rifles and stuff, so...
With the episodes being so short, you don't get that little extra, which is good overall, I guess, because you don't need all the extra.
Right. I mean, it is just one scene of them showing it, and then everything's better. You're right about that. But at the same time, what do you want for... What was the total runtime of that? 12 minutes between the two episodes?
Yeah, 12, 13 minutes.
So it's really hard to really judge it on that.
No, you're not wrong.
Because they got a pretty decent moral out of it, despite of it, you know?
Oh, they did. It's just I'm so used to seeing everything else, them dragging that kind of stuff out. Like, now it's fixed. We're just move on. Like, okay. Not used to seeing that. Don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, it's a little rushed, no doubt.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's all that happened in this episode. There wasn't much to it.
No.
I mean, it's probably. I don't think it's the weakest.
Definitely not.
I think we're gonna get to the weakest pretty soon. But there still should be more to it. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, like I said, this is definitely not the weakest, but it's definitely bottom tier of the first season.
Right.
Compared to what was before this, episode 8, which was probably, like I said, it was our favorite. Fails in comparison.
Yeah. I mean, but that one was twice as long than both these episodes, not together, but individually. And it was mostly an action episode, where this is all character development.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Alright. But yeah, another short one, because that's what this show is until you get into longer episodes, you know?
Easy to digest.
Yep. Anything else to say about it?
No. I tried to find the boar's name, couldn't find it. Gave up halfway through.
Of course. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Alright. On that note, I guess that's it. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.